Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3 back with another kicking graphic novel review. We recently reviewed Absolute Carnage, so now I'm going to start reviewing some tie-ins. I have a couple of the complete tie-ins, not all of them yet. Gotta wait for that paycheck to drop, you know. But I do have the ones for the Donny Cates Venom run. Venom Volume 3, Absolute Carnage. It's Volume 3 despite being Book 4, because the War of the Realms book comes before it. Quick read up in the back of the book. Eddie Brock has his hands more than full. With the serial killer symbiote Carnage on the loose, Venom must protect his son Dylan at all costs. But Venom and Carnage aren't the only two symbiotes around, and that only means that the bodies are piling higher than ever before. As all hell breaks loose and Carnage's army swarms the streets of New York, what will happen when even more of Venom's twisted offspring make their presence known? And as if things weren't bad enough, it turns out there's much more to Dylan than Venom, Carnage, or even the alternate reality Reed Richards, known as the Maker, understand. And once they learn the truth about Eddie Brock's son, nothing will ever be the same. Collecting Venom 2018 16 through 20 from Marvel Comics, written by Donny Cates, Ivan Coelho, Juan Gideon, Zé Carlos, Rain Barreto, and Jesus Abertrave. Wah wah wee wah. Yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff going on in this book. You guys know Venom is my favorite comic character of all time. The first issue in this book is almost entirely just a recap. I'm not gonna lie. Just a huge, big recap and stuff right before Brock tries to become a journalist again, but like they don't want to hire him, really. But he gets like one just freelance assignment because Dylan is sick. He's just got like a cold or something. He needs some soup and medicine for his son. He's used to his symbiote giving him all the nourishment and stuff that he needs, but Dylan, you know, can't do that, obviously. And then a bunch of people possessed by Carnage seem to attack him and to have killed a gang. And then this Carnage-possessed corpse of Sin Eater, who I heard was brought back recently in the Spider-Man title, which I cannot wait to read. Sin Eater, the serial killer that is partially responsible for ruining Eddie Brock's life, definitely ruining his career, is there, like, possessed by Carnage. But, you know, Brock, you know, gets the stuff for his son and things, and a lot of it's just a big recap of some stuff that's happened to Eddie Brock. If you're reading full volumes, just binging full volumes like I've been, it's kind of like, okay, whatever. If you read stuff pretty spaced out, then it might be a fun refresher. I mean, and it's written very well, and it's drawn very well. Here's one thing, though. Eddie Brock does not actually have the Venom symbiote in this book, because the symbiote left him, and it attaches to him in the Absolute Carnage event. They get back together, of sorts. He doesn't have the Venom symbiote in this issue. But he's drawn as Venom several times, because he has to put himself in Venom's mindset in order to fight. So whenever he does that, they draw him as Venom. And I'm not gonna lie, it comes across as pretty stupid. Like, someone on the creative team was like, if we have a book or just a single issue where he doesn't transform into Venom, people aren't gonna want to read the book anymore. They'll be like, what? He didn't transform into Venom, even though we went into this issue knowing full well he didn't have the symbiote? That was stupid. It just felt like they were afraid they'd lose viewers if they didn't show him with his symbiote on for just one single issue. And I was like, come on. I think you could have survived one issue, you know? Especially with this run, because it's absolutely fantastic. We also get an issue about like Dylan the Maker and Normie. Where Dylan, the Maker, once they all leave, wants to test his machine on Normie because Normie has a symbiote codex. Dylan won't let him, and the Maker can kind of see Dylan's eyes glow black, and he's like, wait, does this kid have powers? And then the Life Foundation symbiotes, which are being controlled by Carnage, show up. And they actually have people inside them. And you'll see the story of those people later when I review Absolute Carnage Scream. You'll see those. But yeah, all these are after Normie and stuff. And then Sleeper shows up, which is I believe Sleeper's first appearance was in Venom First Host, which I haven't read. I should have read it before I read Absolute Carnage, but I didn't know I needed to. But I did buy it. I bought First Host today, so, I'll read that soon. But Sleeper shows up, who turns out to be a really cool, like, almost Metamorpho-esque symbiote, which is really dope. We get a story about him flying around with his dead Kree host inside him, and he finds the planet of the symbiotes and learns about Null when he connects to the Hive. All this crazy stuff. This comic's mostly about Dylan, which I really like, though. All of the Life Foundation symbiotes fuse to form Hybrid yet again. They can fuse to form one big symbiote called Hybrid, who was quote-unquote killed by Eddie Brock in some old Venom books with Agent Venom. Well, I guess the host was, at least. The symbiotes are obviously alive. The host is probably dead. But they fuse together and possess the Maker and make him Hybrid. A bunch of old symbiote-wearing heroes show up to help beat the crap out of him, which was awesome. We also get some stuff connecting to the Miles Morales Scorpion part of the story. I need to get the Miles Morales tie-ins. But, because there are two actual Carnages running around. Cletus Cassidy Carnage, who has the Carnage symbiote and the Grindel symbiote. And then he also put a Carnage symbiote on Norman Osborn, who thinks he's Cletus Cassidy, because the symbiote imprinted Cassidy's consciousness on him. Taking the Codex out of Scorpion, and capturing Miles Morales, turning Miles Morales into, like, the new doppelganger, which was cool. It was pretty dope. At least it looks like doppelganger to me. I don't think they ever call it doppelganger. Maybe they do in the Miles Morales issues. Once again, I need to read those. But it looks like doppelganger to me. We see more of former symbiote-wearing heroes fighting the Maker as Hybrid, The Thing, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Captain America, some of the greats, and Sleeper tries to attach himself to Dylan, and he can't because of Dylan's powers. Hawkeye shows up and helps fight. We also got Sleeper turns into a wolf, which is dope. And later a little kitty cat, which you see in the main event. Little Sleeper kitty cat, I love him. Very much I love him. And then the next issue is the Maker talking to this mysterious group, and he's talking about symbiotes. And apparently symbiotes only bud and release a offspring, like if they can sense something big is about to happen. Like, so right before, like, a big cataclysm or something. Like, Carnage spawned right before the Infinity Gauntlet. And Toxin right before Avengers Disassembled. Scorn, Rays, even, I think, was it Scorn and... Scorn was Civil War 2. I actually don't know anything about Rays. I'm not gonna lie. I know nothing about Rays. I know about Scorn. And then Sleeper was around the time of the Awakening of the Grendel and stuff. And it turns out, actually, that the Maker is working for the Council of Reeds, which is very interesting, and he's trying to do some crazy stuff. He's trying to restore his home universe, apparently. You know, Dylan finds out he's Eddie's son, so you know they start to connect a little more. And it turns out that the Maker actually has the ultimate Venom symbiote. He found it. And apparently symbiotes can make the trip between dimensions much easier. They can, like, kind of ensure your survival. So that's why he's been studying symbiotes, because they make it easier to cross the dimensional barrier. Which is pretty cool. And we do see more of the Maker and that symbiote later. In fact, I believe in the very next volume. But that is it for Donny Cates' Venom Volume 3, Absolute Carnage. Once again, a tie-in to the event. So if you read Absolute Carnage and you want to know some more stuff that happens in it, you know, pick this up. Or if you're just reading the Donny Cates Venom run, it's a must-have as well. Honestly, I think the Donny Cates Venom run and Absolute Carnage as a whole are must-reads. They're fantastic. And I haven't finished either, to be honest, because I'm reading the Venom one in trades. So, and at the time of recording this, King in Black isn't even in trade yet. So it's King in Black comes next, and then I think there's going to be 1 or 2 more volumes of Donny Cates Venom, and then I think it ends. Is that right? At the time of recording this, I think the run is about to end single issues. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to single issue stuff anymore. I just don't read single issues. It's too expensive. And I don't like to reread my single issues. After I read them once, they basically just become a collectible and not entertainment. And I don't feel that way about trades. I'll reread trades 1,000 times. I've reread Batman Hush so much that it's literally falling apart, and I have to get a new one. And that's kind of starting to happen to copies of some of my other books too, like Battle for the Cow. But we'll get there when we get there, right? So that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. Next time, I think we're gonna do Absolute Carnage Scream for our next graphic novel review. There might be an action figure review between them. Doesn't really matter. The next one I think is gonna be Scream. Absolute Carnage Scream. So that's it. Thank you all once again, as I've already said, and I'll see you all next time.